We live on a set. Live on a set. I want to welcome to y'all to Worth. Worth overcoming, rebuilding, teaching health. Our main objective is to highlight the powerful minds out there that feel like they want to build and elevate themselves to the next level. 2025. I think it's February the 11th. Tomorrow, I'll be performing live at London Correctional Institute. They bring a Wallo the realist, coming there to enlighten the inmates, the men. The police chief of Columbus, Ohio will be present. I'm talking about some other entrepreneurs to be in the house. Jack Shepard, a world-renowned comedian, to be in the building. He's from Columbus, Ohio, but he been all over the globe doing his thing. I'll be performing live. And what I wanted to do is just start this segment out of letting everybody know that you will see me a whole lot more in this digital world. I'm an analog man. I've been out the trunk for many years. I'm talking about from the CDs out the trunk, from putting posters up on poles, to almost opening and performing, and displaying my skills on every stage across the country, every stage in Columbus, Ohio, where the major has come. Normally I'm present. And if I didn't do the promotion for the show, which we call guerrilla marketing with my street team, Wallaby Enterprises, we do extensive and exclusive marketing and promotions for almost any business, especially when you legit and you care about what you got going on. Basically, if you know your value and you know your worth. We also have Stay Out the Streets Youth Empowerment Program. That's a program designed from the ages of 8 to 21 years of age, where anybody dealing with depression, any type of anger management, any type of anxieties, stress and depression, suicide, homicides, fratricide. We talk about when one wants to kill their own kind. I'm talking about when we help the devils exterminate ourselves. And I ain't talking about the white man. I'm talking about any evil force out there that's known to mankind, that's jealous, envious, greedy, wicked, deceptive in all shapes, forms, and sizes, smells, and colors. All I'm saying is I represent what's real. I ain't hating and I ain't waiting. I represent hood solid. And if you know me well, you know I'm always name tagged up. This is my jewelry. You typically don't catch me in no baguettes, no type of diamonds. I ain't talking about no bust down rollies, none of that. We talk about knowing your value, knowing your worth. I'm talking about Urban Nation. They want a black male rap. Urban Nation 2, Reall, the realest MC alive. I'm talking about an album called Realest Alive. Shout out to April Dillard. Shout out to Quay from the Stack Boys, Smurf, King Arthur, Big Mar, the Realest Records. Shout out to Selah, BJ Brewer, what's going on? Shout out to Rashad. Shout out to AU, all the different producers. Shout out to the late great DJ C Magic. I'm talking about for all the individuals that I've worked with in the game, in the industry. I can keep naming and naming and naming them, but what we're doing is just breaking it down to let you know what we really represent and where we come from. Columbus, Ohio was where I was born. This podcast is going to change the world, change the minds of our young men, our young ladies, anybody that requires the footsteps to be better. A positive perspective produces a positive performance. I'm in the capital of Ohio, in the center of the state, Columbus, Ohio. I'm talking about the Buckeyes, Ohio State. We know about them. They number one in the country right now, but we know we got fans all over the world. But this is not what this is about. This particular segment is about us changing the minds of the wicked that's around us. We got to change the stigma on what we've been doing for the young niggas, the YNs that they call them, that lost their connection with society, that's taken our spiritual love away from life. I'm talking about when you got to care about the value of yourself, knowing your value and your worth. That's most important. They want to see us broke all these years putting in work. Your man's gunned down his body under the earth. Was he a savior in this hood, or was that brother a curse? Don't let internet beef make you forget what you worth. So at any moment we can just break down bars and spit them to you rapidly, slow it down for you, and talk about what they mean. They want to see us broke all these years putting in work. Your man's gunned down his body under the earth. Was he a savior in his hood? Not if he didn't care about his community. Not if he didn't care about his own sons and daughters. Not if he didn't care about his own household with his wife, with his queen. Different babies, moms, different kids all over the place. We ain't judging the Rolling Stones. But we talking about the gentleman who actually had a chance to have a family and build their tribe and their empire the right way. For the evilness that kills us over money and jewelry and cars and clothes and fashion and egos. Those are the things that we're trying to change in the game, especially in the state of Ohio and my capital city, Columbus. I care about that most. People say, man, you don't want to move to Atlanta. You don't want to move to LA. You don't want to move to Chicago. You don't want to move to Philly. You don't want to move to Miami. I don't want to leave where I'm from. I'd like to visit the other places so they can give high praise to. Man, you from Ohio? Oh, man, I got cousins in Cleveland. I got cousins in Akron. I got cousins in Dayton. I got cousins in Lima. I got a cousin from Chillicothe. Man, I got cousins from Columbus, Ohio. Man, right now, I can keep naming city after city. Springfield. I mean, I can keep on naming city after city if you want me to. Youngstown. I can keep on going. But what I'm trying to do is give you a clear understanding on why I feel so adamant about knowing that the people of the globe knows about my state, Ohio, but my city, Columbus. 614. That's what I represent. I've been going out the trunk for many years. They know Wallo B. I'm talking about one of the hardest hustlers you'll ever come across. Some people might admit it, some people might not. But guess what? The truth speaks for itself. Like I tell people all the time, I ain't hating and I ain't waiting. But action speaks louder than words if you know my demonstration. So as you can see, I got my own clothing line on. We represent the hood solid to the fullest extent. This is my jewelry once again. This is keys to one of my buildings. I'm talking about off of Mock Road. I'm talking about straight from Brittany Hills. Had a store right next to Louis. Rest in peace, Louis. Shout out to Money Mike. I'm talking about for all the people that know about the history of Columbus. From one like me going out the trunk and really putting my city on the map. I'm talking about from all the artists that came through my channel with shows that's ever got themselves put on thousands and thousands and thousands of flyers and posters. I'm talking about radio, premieres on different podcasts. Now that we catching up to speed, I'm talking about being on so many different stages and doing your music before anybody heard of you. And then now you going viral. Now you in other cities. I got artists that's been through my segments that's getting platinum plaques. May get Grammys one day. Straight representing Columbus, Ohio. So, I mean, I can keep naming. I mean, going from Taz, from the Alcoholics, to Busy Bone, to Lil Bow Wow. I haven't had the graces of putting 21 Pilots in any of my segments, but Jeru, I mean, I can keep naming a lot of different, Rashad, I'm talking about Wallo B. the Realist, I'm talking about we can keep naming artists, Trippie Redd, we can keep naming artists that's from Columbus, Ohio, that's really representing and working hard. To the young homies that's coming up, EKT, 40, Vono, Doobie, I mean, we can keep on going. MG, I mean, we can keep on going. We can keep on going because we're going to keep on shuffling and surfing and grinding and working hard. You know, Liquid Crystal, J. Rawls. I mean, shout out to Selah, B-Jazz. I'm talking about we can keep on going if you want me to. O Sharp, DJ Connors. We can keep on going if you want me to. We got so much talent here in Columbus, Ohio, man. You know, all I can tell you is a DJ Prime. I mean, I can just keep on going if you want me to. A DJ Heavy Hands. I mean, if you want me to keep on going, I can get the name of so many rappers, I might run out of time. All I'm saying is this is a segment called W.O.R.T.H. Know Your Value. A positive perspective, produce a positive performance. And like, guess what? We're going to get real comfortable talking to y'all every day. We're going to keep dropping these Jews on y'all. Right now, I'm at 1509 East Main Street. This is a new signature spot for a lot of my demonstrations. I'm talking about full kitchen. I'm talking about patio. I'm talking about we got the upstairs. This used to be a nightclub if you don't know your history. So this is why I'm thankful to be in the facility. It's so much antique artwork and classic. I mean, this is a classy individual who owns this place. Her name is Miss Pam Greer. I'm giving her a shout out. We into heavy partnership with doing business as we speak. You know, Federal to Incredible. Shout out to the homie. One time, my brother Dion, you know what I mean? God's Green Earth. Wallaby Enterprises. I mean, we got so many things coming for y'all. I just wanted to make sure I highlight a couple things while I introduce to y'all W.O.R.T.H. And this is the podcast that's coming to a hood near you, to a street near you, to a party near you, to a building near you, to any type of demonstration. We'll be in a prison tomorrow rapping at London Correctional Institute. So I can't take my phone, I can't take none of my cameras, but we will have some footage for y'all to see me once again, going back for my second time to give these guys, to give these individuals a piece of me and who I am. This ain't about them being in jail. This ain't about what they did. There's no judgment about anything them guys is there for. But what they gonna get is 28 minutes of me rapping. I'm talking about the instrumentals. Any record they hear me rap over is because I couldn't get the master or something, but I like rapping to the instrumental. We really don't do too much lip singing. Any artists out there that I know that rap that know me well know I take pride in rapping to the songs instrumental because I know my verses. You know. So I just want to make sure we let y'all know what we're doing and what's happening and what's coming y'all's way. This is a podcast called W.O.R.T.H. W.O.R.T.H, Overcoming, Rebuilding, Teaching Health. And for all those people out there that's wearing black masks, holding up swastikas, I don't even know how to say it because I'm not really with the wicked. What's it, swastika? Is that what it's called? They run around with black flags with the red on it and they calling names. They saying nigger this, nigger that. Well, they ain't really talking to us. See, they're not talking to the Negroes that's successful. We're entrepreneurs. We've never stooped down to being ignorant. I guess they said it's never ignorant, getting goals accomplished is what they really trying to say. But don't you let them people take you out your hookup. Don't you run out there trying to, I ain't going to tell you not to represent your hood and represent the street, because if we come in packs, we hard to stop. Just like they coming in pack, but they got police that's helping them be escorted through the hood. Remember that now. The cowardly fashion is to go get the police to help you walk through the hood. But guess what? We're allowed to bear arms too. That's the one thing we're allowed to do. We all allowed to bear arms, especially when we licensed to carry, on top of following all the guidelines, don't have felonies. All of us ain't felons. So that's what they forget about. Some of us men are strong warriors for the God now. Don't get this twisted. They act like God's people is weaker. We punks. Don't you get it twisted. We here for the young men and the young ladies. I'm a grandfather. Make sure I add that in. I'm a husband. Make sure I add that in. I'm still a wonderful brother and a son. I'm talking about I'm nephew to a lot of my aunts that's still living. I'm life coaches and a mentor to a lot of my young brothers. Qualified mental health professional, business owner with Wallaby Enterprises, a great marketer. I'm talking about a wonderful friend. I'm talking about somebody that's a father figure, a father to my own sons. 2 sons and 1 daughter, 1 grandson. You know, 3 sons, 1 daughter and a grandson. You know, we got to make sure we continue to polish our skills. We have to make sure we understand what it is that we truly honor, and that's the tribe we made. So that's what I'm saying for any man out there that ain't standing on his own too, and ain't taking care of his family, ain't taking care of his business, ain't taking care of his bills. It's hard for you to say you hood solid. It's hard for me to run up on you and shake your hand and say, oh man, you hood solid just because you bought a t-shirt. I really don't even want to sell you a t-shirt if you ain't really hood solid, because I'm watering down my own, I'm compromising my own brand. So just for y'all to understand what's coming to y'all, we bringing y'all a podcast that's going to be about mental health. We talking about the misuse of abortion. We talking about the improper use of semen. When you're dealing with a lady that liked threesomes and these guys came in this room with her, they knew they wasn't trying to conceive no child, and they decided to drink and smoke and party and have sex with this lady and transfer body fluids, and nobody cared about if a baby was made. Now we got illegitimate children running around here, don't know who their dad is. The mom that gave her up for adoption. She done got 3 abortions. She done left 3 kids with grandma. And I ain't talking about every woman, of course. We talking about women who decided to sign up for that type of lifestyle. Then something snapped and she wanted to change and do better for herself. Then she picked up her life, got her kids back, got a big business, got her own thing going, got the God in her life. I'm talking about, see, we are able to change. Fellas, we are able to go back and start taking care of all of our children, even if we got a new woman and 5 babies mamas later. That doesn't mean anything. We're not hating on anybody that's in that situation. I'm a married man. I'm happily. The evils come at me every time they get a chance. So for the ladies out there that try to ruin families, that try to hate on a man that's doing it right, coming out of nowhere with wicked lies and deception, mixed up with truth. See, what get me is the ones that mix their deception up with the lies and a little bit of the truth. You know, I know what we're responsible for. I know what I'm responsible for. I'm going to take ownership and accountability for who I am. But at the end of the night, what I know is I've been working hard for the grind. I've been working hard for the industry. I've been working hard for my hustle. And I ain't talking about the industry with the record companies. I'm talking about the corporations out there. I can name a lot of stores that this whole situation with Donald and his friends that's trying to stop us from uniting and coming together. Sending children home from college who was waiting on their loans to clear so they can go to school for another quarter. I'm talking about changing the whole dynamics of our country with the signature of a pen. I'm not going to say I'm mad at him for anything that he's doing, but I know I'm going to continue to stay prepared, continue to save, try not to go out here and shop frivolously. So we better be paying attention to what we're doing, stockpiling on water and food and bullets and spiritual wellness. That's what this is really all about. So we just wanted to come and kick a little bit for y'all so y'all can understand what's coming and what we got going on. I got so many partnerships with different people. Shout out to Primary Care. I'm talking about all the support that we can get from different companies and entities for us to do business. I'm Wallaby, the realest, Wallo Reall with Wallaby Enterprises. Stay out the streets, know your value, know your worth. This is all about empowerment, baby. And all we're going to do is continue to work hard and thrive on changing the mindset of our young people, our old people, so we can come together. Because prophecy is at hand. The last book in the book is talking about a lot of stuff that's going on. Whether you choose to ignore it, whether you choose to bury your head in the sand and stay on your social media channels, just remember there's social media personalities out there that some of y'all done got to hold on to, and it's kind of messed y'all's mind up, because don't forget about who you really are, that we really know you. We really went to school with you, elementary, middle school, high school, and we seen your dynamics in life and some of the pitfalls you done fell into where you act like we don't know you. We don't know the real you. So please, don't let your social media presence ruin who you really are. We know you. And you know me, and I ain't gonna lie, we really don't do too much lying. We don't do too much pump faking or none of that. So I just want to make sure we be clear on what's really coming y'all's way. So if you think you're gonna get away with it, we are watching you. Your posts don't lie, your pictures don't lie. So if you're hating, if you're clout chasing, just make sure we paying attention, and we ain't gonna let it go under the rug that easy once we find out about you. So we ain't here to out people purposely or deceptively. I don't know if that's a good term to use, but what I'm telling you is we're going to keep it all the way real. And that's what this is going to be about. This segment is going to break down so many different things that I hope y'all paying attention to. I hope you really got your ear open to this. We're going to have so many subscribers. We're going to have so many likes and views, so many comments of people that might not agree with what's happening and what's going on. I personally love rapping to the instrumental. So if you're rapping, I mean, I'm just trying to be honest with you. If you still rapping over your words when you do your shows, to me, I'm going to say you're an artist. I can't say you're a polished artist, and I can't say I'm going to give you that much respect, because I know how hard I go from knowing my records and my songs. And as far as alcohol and drugs go, I ain't hating on nobody that just glorifies weed all day, drinking all day, but you only got, what, one liver, you got your kidneys, you got your lungs, you got your heart, you got your brain. You get one body to do this. So take care of yourself. Know your value, know your worth once again, man. So, I'm just trying to teach my young people on what it is that you should really be doing. And that's concentrating on your time. That's all we got is time. And if you abuse your time, if you neglect your time, you don't cherish the moments you got to think with a clear mind, you really ain't going to take the time to go see your mom and she's still living. Your grandma's still living. And you on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, and you neglecting the time that you better spend. Because I miss my grandmother's. I miss my grandma Shirley, my grandma Gloria. I miss my grandma. I miss my dad Walter Brewer, man. I miss them. I miss my Uncle June. I miss my Uncle Benny, man. I miss my Aunt Betty. I miss my Aunt Norma. I miss my Aunt Juanita. I miss my Aunt Esther. I miss my cousin Connie. I could keep on going. I miss my Aunt Sonny. I mean, I miss my Aunt Lolo. I could keep on going and going and going. I mean, for so many people I know that's gone, I miss my cousin Niecy, man, So all I can tell you is we're going to keep on operating and keep on thriving and pumping. Again, I ain't hating and I ain't waiting. This is hood solid. Know your value, know your worth, and stay out the streets, youth empowerment. And this is the W.O.R.T.H podcast. W.O.R.T.H overcoming, rebuilding, teaching health, baby. We back at you.